What's happening, everybody? Welcome to Off the Rails, a recovery podcast dedicated to ending the stigma of addiction through open discussion on all things recovery related. My name is Mark, and with me today is Dave.
Yellow.
Today we're shooting the sober shit. And Dave, what's happening, man?
Oh, not too much. Just a nice little Sunday here. Sault Ste. Marie. You?
This is it, man. I just got home from an NA meeting. Was excited to record tonight, and excited to catch up with you on our weeks.
Yeah, likewise. Yeah, I had practice today. It's a pretty good little session, and then
so you're out of vacation mode.
Yeah,
right back into it.
Right back into just practicing. Not really doing anything else.
Practicing, working out, being sober.
That's about it, man. But yeah, how was your week?
My week, I'll start us off here.
Yeah, you want to start us off?
My week has been pretty crazy. No, it has. It's been all right, man. Had a really hard moment earlier last week where I beat myself up a lot over this moment too, where I put on an old coat, right? And I think I told you about this. I put on an old coat and put my wallet in the inside jacket, right? It didn't, and then when I reached in, I felt something. I was like, holy fuck, that's not what I think it is. So I pull it out and it's like an old baggie, right? And there's probably it's already ripped open, but like I looked at it and you could still see like fucking like traces, right? So instantly, like my brain goes into addict mode, and this is why kind of what I beat myself up. Like my initial thought in my brain was like, lick the bag, Mark. I was like, so I beat myself up over that a lot, and then like I was just like kind of had to like shake to it and be like, what the fuck? And I threw it in this like coffee that I had there, and just like swirled it around so that thought wouldn't even like, so it would wipe it all off and it would just be there. So
just to be clear, you did not lick the bag.
No, absolutely not. I threw it in this like, I had like down on the side part of my door, I had like a old coffee, so I just like tossed it in that, swirled it around, so like even if like for some reason I wanted to do it, I couldn't. So, but I kind of beat myself up because that was the first thought that popped in my head, rather than just throw it away, right? And like that's that addiction kind of speaking, and right, instantly I was like, do it, no one will know, blah blah blah, and I was like, no, fuck that. But I never did it, and I beat myself up about it because like I know I'm not strong enough to be around it. Not that I ever want to be around it, but it scares me that if I was around it, those thoughts instantly pop into my head. Does that make sense?
Yeah. So how did you, I mean, so obviously you took that, I think we talked about it a little bit too, like you and I. So I guess maybe it's good kind of to know that if that was a test for yourself, that you're not ready to be, again, not that you want to be around it, but like if for some reason it showed up somewhere where you were, know that I can't probably hang out here. I got to get out.
Yeah.
So maybe that's a bit of a blessing, but how did you kind of like stop beating yourself up?
Well, I stopped beating myself up really, Dave. Because I did do the right thing. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And I remember like, that's normal. I suffer with, suffer and struggle every day with addiction, and that's going to be a part of it.
Yeah.
It also really, it was kind of like a slap in the face where it's just like, continue doing what you're doing. Don't ever put myself in those situations. So I don't ever want to go back to who I am.
Yeah.
And, you don't normally just stumble upon cocaine. So
true.
So keep doing what you're doing, Mark. Surround yourself with the right people. And don't put yourself in a situation where that could be a possibility. So that being said, when I got home, I got lots of jackets I wore. I got my stuff shipped up to me, my clothes and whatnot. So that being said, I got home, told Rebecca about it, vented, and she was like, "You want me to go through all your jackets?" And I said, "Yes, please." So nothing else was found. Very happy that I made it through that moment. And yeah, does that answer your question a bit?
Yeah, that's a good move too, to like have her go through the rest of them, so you don't have to have any question marks putting on another jacket.
Yeah.
Anxiety even.
Yeah, I found that really hard, man. And that wasn't even, yeah, I don't know. That was crazy.
Yeah.
Other than that, had a great week. Week turned around after that. That was last, I think, Sunday it was. So, yeah, after that, awesome week. I'm
Nice.
fired up right now because I just had a meeting and got voted in as the area's H&I. So I'm really pumped right now. I'm really happy, stoked. The ideas are flowing in my head. So in NA, there is a hospitals and institutions position for the service. And you get to go around and coordinate with different, say, detoxes, treatment centers, jails, hospitals, and come in and do meetings with people that need them or, could benefit from them. So I'm really looking forward to and the program needs to be developed, which I love doing. And really looking forward to doing this position over the winter.
Oh, congratulations, my man.
Thanks, buddy.
That's
And
awesome.
your boy hit a 375 squat this morning. So today's been awesome, guys. Thanks for asking.
Yeah. What's your sober best in all three again? I'm
So,
not asking to like for you to have to. I know you're very strong. I'm just curious. I have a follow up question for you after.
well, my deadlift right now is, I think, probably my worst lift. And just in comparison to my other two, so my deadlift is around 435. 435 is my deadlift. That's the sober best. And I tried 450 the week before and I failed. So the highest I got right now, sober best, 435. When I was like 23, really into like powerlifting, I did like 515.
Ooh, shit, yeah.
So I'm hoping to get that number back there. Squat right now, 375 today, big day. And bench 345.
Jeez, so your bench is pretty close to your squat. That's what I was wondering, because I was like, I'm not anywhere. I'm not even gonna tell you what I am, but like because I was working out with you. Now I'm not doing like trying to get like a 1 or 2 reps. I'm doing more like 6, 7 reps for something. But I was like, my bench and my squat were like the same, and I was like, is that right? Like they're
Yeah.
like pretty much bang on close to like the same weight. So
My what I found is my bench has always been really strong, and I don't know, it's just like my body type and I guess like genetically um got
jacked.
short arms and stuff that makes benching easy. But even when I started working out again, say in April, my bench was higher than my squat, and it is like that's embarrassing, like in like the gym world.
Yeah.
But when you're starting out, I think and not that you're starting out, but like it is normal to be around the same. And what you will find is that your legs will start just getting way stronger then, right? You'll plateau at your bench and then your legs keep getting stronger.
Yeah, because I used to like my legs used to be a lot stronger, and I never really like cared about my legs that much like in the last 10 years, because I've got big. They look big because
You play hockey.
yeah, I got the hockey legs,
Hockey
but
dude's got big legs.
there's just not a lot of strength in there anymore. But working back to it. So
Yeah.
it's been fun, man. This week I've really had like a good feeling about sometimes you still feel like tired or you're dragging a bit, but like when I'm done working out, I feel like I just want to keep working out. Like it's like a new, chasing that new,
Yeah.
a new high now. I can't get enough of like just wanting more of it. Just
I agree. And it gets worse when you start seeing the progress, I find. Do you
Yeah.
find that? You're like, oh yeah, I'm gonna chase this feeling.
Yeah. Yeah. How's the soup kitchen been this week?
Ooh,
All right.
been all right, man. Not too bad.
Has it been mild there this week?
Yeah,
Yeah.
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 It came. It's crazy, man. It's been like 10 degrees all week this week. You came the wrong week, man.
It's been mild here too. It's funny because it was like snowing there, and then like I flew back when I flew back to Toronto. I don't know if I said this last time. Like it started snowing. Like I basically brought the snow back to Toronto, and then I drove back to the Sioux, and it started snowing in the Sioux. I was like, "Fuck, man!" It was like 2 weeks straight of like I couldn't chase, couldn't get away from it. But
Yeah, it's back to minus 30 again this week, so this week should be something.
yeah,
I forgot something about last week. Last episode we were talking about I was doing my resume
yes, sir.
and applied for a job, which again didn't kind of thought I was gonna be my own boss for my whole life. You know what I'm saying? Didn't want to
Yeah,
work for anybody. Um, and I was thinking about this the other day. I'm super nervous about like because it's something I'm passionate about. So like I'm really nervous about going in and doing this interview because I want the job so badly. Like I want to do this position. And it's like basically it's working with youth that have substance use disorders. Right. And like I think I'll be fantastic at it.
yeah,
And I'm saying I'm a lot, but whatever. But I'm really nervous. I'm so nervous about applying for a job that is like 1/3 of my old salary and kind of like step back in my career, but I'm so excited for it because it's something I'm passionate about. And I don't know, man. It makes me really happy.
yeah. It's great. It's a great feeling, but it's like sometimes when you're playing sports, those big games, you get the butterflies because you just know you really care, right? You want it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
What day is the interview?
I haven't even got an interview yet.
Oh
So
no.
I'm hoping I get one.
Yeah.
I'm nervous for it. I haven't had an interview in
Oh man, you'll do great.
a long time.
You'll do great.
Maybe if I'm fired up like this, I'm gonna do horrible.
Oh, no, you won't. It'll be awesome.
Yeah. Thanks, buddy.
Yeah, absolutely. And just when in doubt, just bring a laptop in and just play an episode of Off the Rails.
Yeah. So I heard something.
You heard something.
I heard my boy went bowling.
Oh yeah, yes sir. So this past Friday was my mom's birthday, and my birthday was earlier in the week. So we had a little family bowling night. There was 10 of us, so it was like two of my sisters, the ones that live in the Sioux, obviously, brother-in-law, uncle and aunt, cousin, and her girlfriend. So it was good. Well, I shouldn't say it was good. It was fun.
It was fun.
It was fun. It was a fun night, and I was awful. So really bad. My dad, who is 78 years old, so he's missing on his left. He's left-handed. On his left hand, he's missing these. Basically, he's like this. He's got two nubs because he chopped off two of his fingers and when he was doing some woodwork. So he didn't know if he was gonna be able to bowl. Didn't even want to come, and so he ends up bowling with his right arm and beat everybody. 10 of us beat everybody. Highest score with his wrong arm. So that goes to show you the quality of bowlers that were there, including myself. not to take anything away from my dad, but So I was super happy for him. He was pretty pumped about it, and I don't know. I had some different thoughts about that whole process of like going to the bowling alley. Like it was fine as far as the not wanting to drink and that kind of thing. I found myself like because I was doing so bad with bowling, I'm just that thought of like I actually think I am better bowler when I'm drinking than when I'm sober. But I think I'm a mental marshmallow sometimes when it comes to sports. Like same thing when I play men's league. If I have a bad shift like early on, I just can't shake it.
Yeah.
So anyway,
I find I can get in my own head sometimes, and that's the case like with bowling or whatever. Like if I'm doing shit, I just like my confidence just drops instantly.
yeah. It's not like I didn't care. Like I don't know, but anyway, so it was fun. It was a good time. But uh, yeah. Other than that, this week for me, um, I watched that Stutz
Yes, that's I think.
going to
That's,
Hill.
yeah, that's sweet. Hey.
Really good. I gotta watch it again and actually maybe take some notes.
Mhm.
I recommended it to one of my sisters and my dad. They both watched it and both loved it.
Yeah, some of
Uh,
his tools are really cool. Hey.
very, very much. And I
Yeah.
think like that's super relatable for I think someone going through recovery because like same sort of idea with the tools, like the different tools use and learn. I think some of them are very similar certain aspects. Uh, yeah, it was, and I think that's what I liked about when we talk about like how I think I've mentioned before we talked about like rehab and how anybody could benefit from it, not just if you have addiction issues, just with some of the things you learn,
Mhm.
and that's kind of what this is like some tools on how to like deal with your shit up here. So yeah, it was cool. It was really good. Highly recommend that. Good recommendation, Mark. Fantastic.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
So
Also this week, our good friend and fellow co-host Jared Mahoney got married. So we want to
yes,
shout out a huge congratulations to Jared Mahoney.
yes. Jared and Bree.
I would also like to note that this week, both Jared and Dave's mom DM'd me. So
Oh,
yeah, two of the guys' moms both messaged me this week. So it's no
I
big deal.
didn't know. Now hold on. I know my mom DM'd you.
Yeah,
What was that about?
can't tell you.
Huh. Well, all right then.
Mm, no, it's big deal over here.
Might just have to DM your mom.
Let's not do this.
Started it.
Yeah, let's not start this. I did start it, so just joking.
Uh, I have a question for. I have a couple things to say.
Yep.
One, this first one might sound a little crazy, but I
I'm
have
here for it.
what's that?
I'm here for this. Yeah, let's hear it.
But I'm wondering if so. This is me as a single person. This thought process, and I'm wondering if you've had anything very similar as someone that's in a relationship where. So I talked to a guy I used to work with this guy. He's out in Quebec now. We chat every once in a while. So he called me on my birthday, and we're catching up. And he was and this has happened now a couple times where and he asked if I was seeing anybody, and I had to actually stop and think about it for a second, even though I haven't been in a relationship in a really long time.
Yeah.
And I was like, because part of me felt like I was, and I was like, and I like hesitated, and I'm not, by the way, but
Yeah.
I like stopped, and I'm like, so I started thinking about it later. I was like, why have I done that twice now? Where like subconsciously I feel like I'm in one almost, and I'm wondering if it's just because I feel more full and connected with myself. So like, you know what I mean? Like before I was very reliant on someone else. So I knew if I wasn't in a relationship because I just felt super, super empty. And my happiness really depended on that other person where now it isn't.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that makes sense at all. But then I was just curious if someone in like yourself in a relationship has had anything like kind of on a similar level, but different obviously, but I
Yeah.
don't know.
No. Well, you said it best. I think you're more connected. And in the four agreements where they talk about be impeccable with your words.
Yeah.
I think what that did for me, I like love that agreement because it actually makes you like take a second and stop and think about what you're saying. Right. So before you're just like, if someone messages you or talk to you and they're like, "Are you seeing anyone?" You're like, "No."
Yeah.
Right. But you take a second, you think about it. Is that kind of what you're I don't know. I think
Yeah, maybe. I often sometimes still don't think before I talk, but maybe I was reflecting on it. But
Mhm.
uh, yeah, I don't know. Maybe I just wasn't listening, and I had to take a second to process what he was asking me. I don't know, but it's happened to me twice now, and I was like, huh. I was just trying to I was on a walk later that day, and I was trying to dissect that a little bit, maybe overanalyzing something that's not even anything, but uh, anyway, just thought I'd throw that out there.
This might be the similar, um, but Rebecca frequently asks me questions, and I don't really hear them, but I do. So she'll ask me a question, I'll say what, and then I'll proceed to answer the question. That happens a lot, especially when I'm on my phone. Like when I'm being a phone guy and she asks me a question, she'll ask me the question. I'll be like, "What? What do you say?" And then I'll like take me a second to process what she asked, and then I'll answer. She'll be like, "Why'd you say what?" You know, it's a whole
Yeah, I
bit.
think I may have witnessed that once or twice.
Oh, yeah, it's a daily thing. When I'm locked in on the phone, it's
Yeah,
tunnel vision.
yeah.
So, Dave,
Yes, Mark.
we just released Sergio's episode. You got an episode after this. How do you feel about Sergio?
It was good. It was good. Enjoyed the flow of I like all of our episodes, no matter how they kind of are formatted as far as how the person wants to take it. But I enjoyed kind of the back and forth with the questions. He didn't just tell his story the whole way through.
Yeah,
So that part of it was nice, and yeah, I thought he was a cool cat, man.
I really liked his episode, and I found like he's just seems like such a genuine dude. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? And yeah, I loved his episode. I loved how it was more of we had a conversation, and I don't know, he was awesome.
yeah. He seems genuine, and he's running that treatment center, and it just I kind of picture myself if I was there and he came in or whatever, like he'd be like very he'd probably just be like like obviously down to earth, like kind of like
E- Easy to talk to, man.
easy to talk to, yeah, have a conversation with you, kind of like
Mhm.
whatever, very grounded, and uh pretty wild story as
Oh
far
yeah, yeah, yeah.
like the DUIs and stuff, eh? Like it's I know we've kind of had that conversation, like topic of conversation before, but it's obviously an issue with you have an issue with drinking probably if you've had a couple of them, right? Like
Hmm.
there's no one in their right mind really would think it's a good idea to do it. So
Yeah, I found the part like where he talks about it was like by the age of 35, those all those dudes he lived with were all dead. I
yeah,
found that like fuck, man.
yeah, even
That's
but
depressing, and it's a depressing reality of addiction.
yeah, it's for him it must be a little, and I think he did say that it's a little kind of like you feel a bit of victory in knowing that you're doing the right thing, because that would have been you.
Yeah,
More like odds are pretty good.
yeah.
So
So we're approaching our 100th episode.
yes, sir.
We got a cool episode planned for you guys for episode 100. We're really hoping you look forward to it and watch it.
Yeah, that'll be cool. It'll be cool. I have one other out there thought for
Okay,
you.
here for
Okay.
it.
I was gonna do this in a Davy Doodle, but maybe
Yep,
you can just visualize the Davy Doodle.
yep.
Okay. So I had this thought of a dog, you know how a dog chasing its tail, okay, comparison.
Yep.
And maybe someone's already said this before, but I think I just thought of it. For me, when I was drinking, I was kind of like a dog chasing its tail, right?
Mhm.
Do you know what I mean?
Yep.
I couldn't see what's that?
Absolutely, I do.
Yeah. Couldn't see I was never gonna get, I was never gonna catch it, but
Hmm.
I was always chasing it.
Yep.
And, even if I did, catch it, because a dog catches it sometimes, you know, and maybe that catching it's that happiness or whatever, or some success. Whenever you catch it, you don't know what to do with it because you're just like, fuck. So then you just get up and start chasing it again. And I thought of that because how ridiculous a dog looks when he's chasing his tail. And now that you're sober and you look at someone that's in that cycle and you're like, man, like you just want to grab them and be like,
knock it off.
Knock it off. You're never going to catch that tail.
Yeah. It's not worth it.
No. You're going to spend a lot of time and energy.
Yeah. Chasing that tail.
Chasing that tail.
Yeah, that's a great analogy.
Well, you can chase tail in a different way.
It's a fact.
Well, you can't, but
no, I can't.
No.
Nor do I want to.
No, yeah. Of course not.
Showed up my boo.
Yeah. She's fantastic. Anyway, I don't know what you thought about that, but it's still something for you.
Mm-hmm. I loved it. All right. Let's wrap this episode up.
On that note,
if you or someone you know is struggling with addiction, please reach out and ask for help. Thank you so much for listening. Please like, subscribe, follow us on social media, and cheers.